Welcome to Making Better Teaching Files. Making a teaching file can be simple, as you saw in the tutorial on your first teaching file. In order to expand the educational value of your teaching files, though, you may want to add more content and features. The goals of this tutorial are to utilize more tabs in your teaching file, customize the content of your teaching file, and to improve your teaching file's meta information. Before we start, let's make sure that you're logged in and go to the Advanced Author tool and make a new case, like we learned before. You can name it anything you want. The first topic is more tabs. Just as you filled out the Diagnosis tab in the tutorial, your first teaching file, here, you can also add case information to the History, Findings, Differential Diagnosis, and Discussion tabs. Each tab is formatted in the same way, with a title, in this case Discussion, or in this case History, and a text box down here. Simply type the appropriate information from your case materials into the text box. You can add even more tabs by clicking the Insert Section button on the top toolbar. Notice that we have a new tab here called Section Heading because we haven't changed the heading. You can change it to New Section or whatever you want to name it. You can move tabs to the left and the right with the toolbar arrows in order to organize them. So notice that this tab is after those tabs that we just talked about. To move it to the left, click this left arrow. And we can move it before the History section. You can delete tabs with the big red X in the Sections toolbar. So if we wanted to delete the new tab that we just made, we would just click the big red X right now. It'll pop up a box, confirm, click OK, and now it's gone. You can add more of these text boxes with the Insert Paragraph button on the top toolbar, right here. Notice that we have a second one now. If you want to delete them, you select them, make sure they're outlined in red, and then you click the big red X on the Items toolbar. Not this X over here, the one that's over here on the Items toolbar. And it's gone. You can also shift the paragraphs up and down with the arrows. So let's add another one. We'll say paragraph 1 here, and paragraph 2 here. And we can shift this one up. Notice that they switched, or back down. If the case is complex and you want to reveal a little more information to your students each day to stimulate their deductive reasoning, create a new section for each day and type a different date into the after box for each one. The after box is over here in the headings area. It says after and then year, month, day. So let's try that. Let's create 3 new sections, one for each day. We'll call this one day 1. Create another new section, call this one day 2. Another one, and call this one day 3. So let's go back. Let's say that we want day 1 to just show up when we make the case, so we won't mess with that one. We'll go to day 2 and we'll set that for tomorrow. Since today is July 28th, we'll put 2012 07 29 for July 29th. For day 3, we'll put 2012 07 30 for July 30th. And what should happen is when you put information into your paragraphs for these, the first day's information will show up on day 1. The next day, whatever new information that you have in day 2 will show up. And then on the third day, the third day's information will show up to kind of wrap up the case. And the students can work through that new information each day. That's it for part 1 of Making Better Teaching Files. Make sure to go on to part 2.